What's going on, guys? Out here on the back deck doing a video outdoors for a change, and I just wanted to make a quick update video and give you guys some thoughts on my latest everyday carry blade. And those of you who have been following my recent videos to any extent know that I recently made a small pocket fixed blade for myself, and it's a couple of firsts for me. One, it's the first fixed blade that I've daily carried on my person. I'm normally a folder guy. And two, it's really the first knife that I've really made specifically for myself with intentions of carrying every day and using. And to be honest, thus far I'm very happy with its performance and as well as its carry method. And as far as the carry method, I know I was kind of questioning what I wanted to do in the last video that I made on this knife. I finally decided to just go ahead with a belt loop lanyard, using a length of paracord, nothing too fancy, and a little S-beaner made by Night Eyes. And what I do, I simply clip this on the belt loop closest to my front right pocket, and using the length of paracord I'm able to slip it right down into the pocket where it sits until ready to use. Now, as far as the transition from folder to fixed blade, I really haven't had any trouble with that whatsoever. It's actually something I got used to very quickly, and really the only thing that I'm still getting used to at all is trying to resheath the knife, which normally takes two hands, though sometimes I'm able to do it one-handed as well if necessary. Sun's going down, so I don't have too great a light right now. Not to mention I'm under a pretty big maple tree. But you can see a little bit of wear on the blade, especially here at the top of the flat grind, where it's been coming in and out of the sheath. I did get a piece of grit or two inside the sheath shortly after making the knife. I tried to get it out, I think I did, but unfortunately I already scratched the blade up to an extent, which I'm really not worried about, as this is meant to be a user, and it's going to get beat up and scratched up anyhow. But one thing I will say, despite being high carbon steel, the finish in the blade is actually holding up very well, and it has been in some pretty damp and humid environments. It rides around in an often sweaty pocket on these hot summer days and in the humid steel mill that I work in. And I really haven't had any problems with rusting or patina at all. The only hint of a patina that I saw was when I used this to peel a peach and slice up a peach and also an apple. The citric juices from those fruits started staining the blade on the very edge a little bit. But just a couple of seconds on the buffing wheel took that right off. Not that I was really concerned about it, but every couple of days I do like to run the edge and the flats of the blade across my buffing wheel for a couple of seconds, just to polish everything up, bring the edge back to shaving sharp, and then I'll put a couple drops of oil on the blade, maybe once or twice a week, and that seems to be holding up quite nicely. And just to show you how I carry this, just clip it on the belt loop there, and normally I'll just stick it right down in my front right pocket. Sometimes if I got something else in here, like a cell phone, I'll stick it in my back right pocket where my wallet normally sits. And as far as deployment, especially if I'm out in public, I often just push it out with my thumb, cut what I need to, and then I can even stick it back in one-handed if I'm careful. If I really need it quickly, I can just pull it right out, let the sheath drop, and use it as needed. Now, one nice thing I do really like about this belt loop lanyard system is that if I am running around, maybe mowing the lawn and brushing up against some trees or what have you, a lot of times a pocket clip will get snagged and pull out of my pocket. If this comes out, there's really no danger of losing it. As normally I'll notice it right away when it hits my leg, but also it's on a lanyard so it won't go anywhere. And the sheath is holding up very nicely as well. No play is developed, no looseness. Still very tight. So overall, very impressed with how this is functioning. Very happy with the carry system. The knife itself, I do actually like carrying a fixed blade now over a pocket knife. Not that I necessarily prefer it more, but it's just something different. So just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on that, a little bit of an update on what I'm calling the Oswego pocket fixed blade. And for those of you who've been watching and following, I thank you for your views and appreciate your feedback.